So, when you hear the word decarbonization, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of businesses, it's all about compliance, red tape, and yeah, costs. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? Today, we're going to flip that whole conversation on its head and really dig into how decarbonization is becoming one of the smartest business strategies out there. Okay, let's dive right in. This right here is the huge shift we're talking about. The old way of thinking, right? It was that decarbonization is just a box-ticking exercise, a necessary evil that just drains the budget. But the new view, the one that really savvy companies are grabbing onto, sees it as a direct path to creating real, solid value. This is so much more than just staying out of trouble. It's about switching from a defensive crouch to an offensive play, using decarbonization to build a serious competitive advantage. So, how do we actually make that strategic leap? Well, the key is this framework, the triple bottom line. It's a pretty simple idea, but it is profound. It says that a truly successful company has to be measured by its impact on people and the planet, not just the number at the bottom of a spreadsheet. And you know, contrary to what everyone used to think, these three things, people, planet, profit, they aren't fighting each other. When you manage them strategically, they actually make each other stronger. Let's start with the clearest connection of all, planet and profit. For ages, these were seen as a trade-off, right? You could have one or the other. But now, it is crystal clear that protecting one is absolutely essential for protecting the other. This is not some problem for the distant future. It's happening right now, today. Climate-related events are creating very real instability and risk for businesses all over the world. So managing your environmental footprint isn't just a moral choice anymore, it's become a basic part of financial risk management. Let's make this feel real for a second. Imagine you're running a chemical company. One extreme weather event could completely cut off your supply of raw materials, or it could shut down a critical factory. All of a sudden, your whole operation is on the line. By getting ahead of the curve and decarbonizing, you're not just doing a good thing for the planet, you're building a tougher, more reliable, and just plain future-proof business. But look, managing risk is only playing defense, and that's just half the story. Decarbonization isn't just about dodging problems, it's about going on offense. It's about actively creating brand new opportunities for growth, and yes, profit. And this is where decarbonization starts putting actual money in the bank. First off, you become a magnet for a huge wave of capital from ESG-focused investors. Those are the folks who want their money in companies that care about environmental, social, and governance issues. Second, you just flat out lower your operating costs with better energy efficiency. Think of things like optimizing your truck routes to burn less fuel. And finally, you can often charge more because customers are increasingly willing to pay a premium for sustainable products. So we've covered planet and profit, but we can't forget that third pillar, which, you could argue, is the most critical part of any great business. It's people. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. That statement is an absolute game changer in the job market today. Your company's environmental record isn't some side issue anymore. It's a central reason why someone will choose to work for you or for your competitor. People want to work for a company they can actually feel proud of, one that reflects their own values. When it comes down to it, a strong sustainability plan becomes a powerful talent magnet. It helps you build a team that's more engaged, more motivated, and more innovative. Having a shared purpose, around creating a better future, that's one of the strongest cultural foundations you can possibly build. Okay, this is where it all comes together. People, planet, and profit aren't just three separate boxes to check. When you really get strategic about decarbonization, you kickstart this incredibly powerful, self-reinforcing cycle of value. Let's just walk through the cycle. It starts when you invest in sustainable practices, let's say a greener fleet of vehicles. Right away, that cuts your emissions, that's good for the planet, and it lowers your fuel costs. That's a win for profit. Then, that public commitment helps you attract amazing, purpose-driven talent, your people. And what do those motivated people do? They innovate. They find even better ways to secure your supply chains and make things more efficient, which brings you right back around to improving your profit and your impact on the planet. See how it works? And that is the absolute key to all of this. The real magic is in that feedback loop. When you see people, planet, and profit as totally interconnected parts of one single strategy, progress in one area doesn't just add to the others, it multiplies their effect. It creates its own momentum. So I'll leave you with this to think about for your own business.
It doesn't matter if it's attracting a whole new generation of talent, or unlocking a game-changing product line, or building a supply chain that is absolutely bulletproof, the opportunities are sitting right there. So the question for every leader is no longer if you should decarbonize, it's how are you going to use it to win?